Welcome to Inside Gaming. It is roundup time, and is PlayStation a big fat liar?
Yes.
This just in, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan really is a big liar, pants on fire. We recorded a whole story about PlayStation possibly lying in regards to its concerns surrounding Call of Duty exclusivity and Microsoft's contested acquisition of Activision-Blizzard. It was a great story. Blizz and BK crushed it, but as a result of the ongoing preliminary injunction hearing that started on Thursday, it's been revealed that PlayStation really was lying, and there's a lot more. So I'm here dropping in a quick update to get y'all caught up. When Microsoft filed its opposition brief against the FTC's case to block the Activision deal, it included a redacted statement from Jim Ryan implying that from the very beginning, he hasn't been concerned at all about PlayStation losing access to Call of Duty if the Microsoft Activision deal goes through. That redacted quote has since been revealed to be Jim Ryan responding to the deal's announcement in an email stating, "I'm pretty sure we will continue to see Call of Duty on PlayStation for many years to come." He added, "It's not an Xbox exclusivity play at all. They're thinking bigger than that, and they have the cash to make moves like this. I've spent a fair bit of time with both Phil Spencer, head of Microsoft Gaming, and Bobby Kotick, CEO of Activision, over the past day. We have some good stuff cooking. Keep your eyes peeled." Now, if you've been paying attention, you know that's a big deal. Sony's main argument and the case they presented to regulators around the world for the last year has been that if the Activision deal goes through and Microsoft makes Call of Duty exclusive, it would be disastrous for PlayStation's ability to sell consoles, disastrous for the video game market, and entirely anti-consumer. So yeah, despite all the front-facing messaging from PlayStation, it turns out the head of the company didn't believe any of it from the very beginning of this whole thing. It's completely ridiculous. It's one of the wildest stories we've reported on during my time here at Inside Gaming. Now, on the other side of the fence, Microsoft has been recently accused of buying Activision-Blizzard as part of a bigger ploy to put PlayStation out of business for good, essentially by buying up all the major publishers and making everything exclusive. Microsoft was pressured by the FTC's lawyer in court this week on possible exclusivity of certain games, citing a 2019 email from head of Xbox Matt Booty, where in response to being asked about first-party games on competing platforms, Mr. Booty said, "No way." When asked about it in court, Booty stated that this was an old strategy and that things have changed since then. But let us know in the comments if you think that's not true. We've already got one major executive lying here. Now, what's to prevent another at this point? There has been a ton of other interesting bits of information to come out of this week's injunction hearing. Most notably, Xbox admitted to losing the console wars. Activision strong-armed Xbox into giving them a better revenue share on Call of Duty. Sarah Bond said xCloud is Game Pass Ultimate's least popular feature, and Microsoft expects next-gen consoles in 2028. All of that in just 2 days, so next week should be really interesting. The closing statements for the current injunction hearing are set to be heard on Thursday, and the ruling could very well determine the fate of the $68.7 billion acquisition. All right, now back to your regularly scheduled roundup.
Twitch just lost 2 of its biggest streamers. Well, sort of. 2 weeks ago, we reported on the backlash surrounding Twitch's decision to update its branded content guidelines, banning streamers from being able to monetize their content through third-party sponsorships. Within 24 hours, the whole thing got walked back for the most part, and the streaming world got back to business as usual. For the most part. Only the whole endeavor added to the uneasiness surrounding the deteriorating relationship between content creators and the Amazon-owned platform. And now Kick, an alternative streaming platform, has swooped in with the big money contract, stealing away 2 of the top streamers on Twitch. Last week, ex-Overwatch pro XQC was the first to sign with Kick with a $100 million deal that ensures platform preference but not complete exclusivity. Reportedly, the deal is for $70 million, with an extra $30 million being paid out if a certain quota for gambling streams are met. Regardless, this is one of the largest deals in sports and entertainment history. Period.
That's more than LeBron's contract.
Yeah! A day later, Amaranth, a name synonymous with hot tub streams, also signed a deal with Kick, but the details are lesser known. In a promo skit, it's implied that her deal is also for $100 million, but no details have officially been revealed yet. What is wild though, and I don't know if you remember this, but when Kick was originally created, they dissed hot tub and pool streamers. So, Now they're trying to bring hot tub and pool streamers because they're making money? I just think that's interesting. Also, if you have no idea what Kick is, or you're like wondering, what is it? Is it gonna be a good competitor? Check out the video I made a couple months ago. I even hinted at some of the big creators making the switch over, and so far, I was 2 out of the 3 correct. So.
Where are they getting this money from?
Oh, from it's a
Get me out, get me out. We'll get back to the stories in just a second, but we wanted to remind y'all that RTX is only 2 weeks away, and I'm freaking out. So from July 7th to July 9th, we'll be hanging out at the Austin Convention Center celebrating our favorite games, shows, hobbies, with 3 full days of panels, live shows, special events, and meet and greets. That's right, you get to meet us, IRL. So head over to rtxaustin.com for your tickets, and we'll see you there.
Nintendo held its big summer direct earlier this week and dropped a couple of big Mario announcements. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the next side-scrolling 2D Mario game, and in traditional Nintendo fashion, the title looks packed full of whimsy. There are wonder flowers which can drastically change the game world. And in the trailer, they also showed a power-up that turns Mario into an elephant, and I wanna be an elephant so bad.
Why do you want to put...
They're amazing, they're beautiful creatures. You can also play as Luigi, Toad, Princess Peach, my girl Daisy, and Yoshi. What's your best Yoshi? What? Oh, hated
That's with
that.
the feet.
Hated that. Super.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
That sounds just like
I'm not saying you're wrong. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is stated for release in fall of October 20th, and as a Nintendo gamer, I will be playing it. Another big surprise from the showcase was the reveal that a Super Mario RPG remake will be released later this year on November 17th. Fans have been waiting years for this kind of news, especially for a Super Mario RPG, so they get a full remake by the end of the year, and that's pretty huge. I'll say it's pretty huge. Not to be left out, my girl Peach will be starring in her own game for the 2nd time in history. Do you remember Super Princess Peach?
Yes, of course.
Good game, good game. This game itself appears to be drawing aesthetically from classical theater and stage plays. Okay, you sold me, I'm a theater kid. Nintendo has said that the game is set to release sometime next year. Other highlights from the Direct included a Pikmin 4 gameplay walkthrough featuring a space dog named Ochi and Ice Pikmin. A new game from the makers Sonic Mania called Penny's Big Breakaway. Detective Pikachu 2, a new Dragon Quest monster game, and a severely underrated announcement for WarioWare Move It. Most of those are out this year, so between those highlights and a bunch of other smaller announcements during the Direct, Nintendo fans have plenty to look forward to in 2023.
Well, it's finally happened. First it was the MetaQuest VR headsets, and then the PlayStation 5, and now Xbox consoles are getting a price hike. More notably, so is Game Pass. If you live in the US, good news, you don't have to worry.
Oh, thank God, okay.
But if you live in the UK, Europe, Canada, or Australia, bad news, baby. The Xbox Series X will cost you roughly $50 more, give or take. The Series S isn't changing in price in any region, but Game Pass is getting price hikes everywhere except in Norway, Chile, Denmark, Switzerland, and Saudi Arabia. The basic subscription on consoles will cost $1 more, while Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is moving from $15 to $17. PC Game Pass subscriptions aren't being increased this time around, but it could happen eventually. If you live anywhere other than the US, head over to TheVerge.com to see an extensive chart, which shows the exact price difference for Game Pass subscriptions by region. Game Pass getting a price hike has been kind of expected for a while, since that's a common practice with other subscription-based services. But the Series X price hike really sucks.
All right, let's get to the comments. Last week we talked about Starfield 30 FPS drama, and you all left a ton of comments, which honestly, thank you so much. Like, we genuinely appreciate your comments.
Yeah, there was a healthy mix of takes from people frustrated at the lack of performance mode on console, and those who said 30 FPS just doesn't bother them at all for certain games. However, we wanted to spotlight this comment from Xanthos Simone, who had a slightly different take as a modder. They wrote, after spending lots of time modding Skyrim and Fallout 4, I completely understand why they would set a 30 FPS limit on Starfield. It really is a compromise for processing power versus graphical fidelity when it comes to persistent objects being loaded in the same space at one time.
Oh, we also wanted to share this one that we thought was just really funny. Zach Brancato 1970 wrote, dude, this is Bethesda we're talking about. They make their games terrible on purpose. Got 'em.
Games, and more games. That's right, it's time to talk about this week's new releases. Get ready for a possum puppy adventure in Little Friends Puppy Island. Discover exciting locations, dig up hidden treasures, build and expand your holiday resort, and meet plenty of lovable little friends on your very own unforgettable tropical island and adventure. God, they got me twice. Little Friends Puppy Island is coming to PC and Switch June 27th. Ha ha ha. Evan!
Why did Evan type ha ha ha? Get ready to ignite your soul. Soul Bars is a turn-based deck-building RPG. Unravel a dark conspiracy as your party of soul bearers face off against invading dominators in dynamic, action-packed battles. Soul Bars coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, June 27th.
Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. Put down roots on your new farm in the peaceful town of Forgotten Valley. Bring life to the land by cultivating crops and raising animals. Find love among the town's friendly folk and make lasting memories with a family of your very own. Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life, coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and Switch June 27th.
Set in a post-apocalyptic version of Earth, Revival Recolonization is a 4X strategy game where the world and its rules can change at key moments, creating a deep and highly replayable experience. Revival Recolonization coming to PC June 28th. Developed by Yuke's AEW's Fight Forever combines nostalgic arcade wrestling with all elite wrestling finishers and moves, featuring a big roster, multiple matchup types, robust career modes, tons of customization options, and more than 40 weapons and so much more. AEW Fight Forever is coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, June 29th.
Take on an intellectual challenge and use your wits to solve dozens of intriguing cube-shaped puzzles while unraveling the mystery of your past. Mindset is coming to Quest 2, June 29th.
Power Wash Simulator SpongeBob SquarePants Special Pack DLC? What? Let the nautical nostalgia wash over you as you soak up the sights of Bikini Bottom and get totally absorbed in a mini campaign spanning across 6 new maps. And for the first time ever, a redesigned Power Wash character model. Wow. Power Wash Simulator SpongeBob SquarePants Special Pack DLC coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, June 29th.
Crime O'Clock! Investigate cases through time and evolving maths by unveiling a multi-eras linked story. Will you be observant enough to solve the mysteries? Crime waits for no man or woman. Crime O'Clock is coming to PC or Switch June 30th.
Goodbye, world! It's a narrative adventure game about indie game makers. Play through 12 stages of a puzzle platformer while following the 2 protagonists through their indie game making struggles. That sounds so cute. Goodbye, world coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, June 30th.
Whether you're summoning aliens or snapping colorful photos with your phone's camera, mix up your next get-together with the Everybody Want to Switch. Grab some Joy-Con controllers or a whole bunch of smart devices for team-based games that are easy to set up. Everybody Want to Switch is coming to Switch June 30th.
Master Detective Archives Raincode is a brand new dark fantasy detective action game from the minds behind the beautiful Danganronpa series. Yuma, an amnesiac detective in training, and Shinigami, the spirit haunting him, tackle unsolved mysteries. Master Detective Archives Raincode coming to Switch June 30th.
Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, the classic puzzle-solving mystery adventure directed by Ace Attorney's creator Shu Takumi, is finally back. This long-awaited HD remaster features upgraded visuals, improved audio, and new gallery content. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective is coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC June 30th.
And lastly, Samba de Amigo Party Central. Get up and shake it with Amigo and friends. It's time for an all-new Samba de Amigo, a music rhythm game that allows you to party around the world. Samba de Amigo Party Central coming to Switch June 30th.
Oh yeah, last week we forgot to mention that Kingdom 80 is released, which is an awesome indie game you should totally check out. Me and Jack love it.
And that's gonna do it for this week's roundup. If you are looking for more inside gaming content, we stream every week on twitch.tv/roosterteeth, and of course we will be back next week with more roundup. Until then, thank you for watching and have a fantastic weekend, gamers. Other highlights from the direct included a Pimpkin for— No, I say
Pimpkin.
Pimpkin
It's a
all the
Pimpkin
time.
on a little pimpkins with a pimp hat and a pimp glasses. It's a pimpkin.
I say pimpkin all the time. Okay.
Mother pimpkin. It's a pimpkin. It's a pimpkin.